Stop exactly what you are doing right now and listen to my voice. Do not scroll past this message. This is not the algorithm playing a random trick on your screen today. Heaven forcefully routed this exact frequency to you because a window of absolute urgency is opening at this very second. You have to anchor yourself here before the timeline shifts. Pause right here, my beloved child. Something extraordinary has just occurred in the highest courts of heaven, and this specific event carries your exact name written in letters of fire. Just 14 minutes ago, a divine verdict was officially declared over your life, while the angels assembled for a sacred assignment that concerns your future directly. I know you are exhausted. You wake up at 3 in the morning with a heavy chest. You wonder if your prayers are just bouncing off the ceiling. The enemy wants you to believe you are stuck in survival mode forever. But listen to me carefully. Your sudden exhaustion is not a normal medical issue, but a deep spiritual warfare happening around your energy. A massive generational wealth transfer has just been signed in the courts of heaven. This supreme verdict is meant to completely erase your hidden debts and heal your deepest wounds. You did not arrive here by accident today. I personally orchestrated your careful steps to bring you to this exact second in time because a massive revelation is about to unfold. While countless others are distracted by the noise of this world, you were drawn here. Heaven has been attempting to clear a massive blockage in your reality for exactly 44 days. Dry your hidden tears right now. The painful waiting season is officially over. Stay with me, because what I am about to reveal will unlock a heavy door that no human hand can ever shut. But there is a hidden mechanism blocking this miracle from reaching your physical hands. Pay close attention to my words. I am about to reveal the exact trap the dark forces set to keep you forever stagnant. You must understand how to shatter this invisible wall today, so you can finally claim your glorious birthright without any more delays. Do not let your finger touch that back button. I mean it with absolute seriousness. If you walk away from this exact frequency right now, you will leave your spiritual doors completely unguarded. The enemy has planned specific attacks for tonight, and heaven has issued an urgent interception over your life to protect your pure energy. You are a cycle breaker. You are the rare soul chosen by heaven to break the heavy generational curses of poverty. That is exactly why your life has been so hard for so many years. The attacks on your mind have been relentless because the darkness is absolutely terrified of the blinding light you carry inside your fragile human heart. But heaven has issued a strict command today. Enough is enough. The season of your quiet suffering has officially expired. The divine compensation for all your hidden sacrifices has just been released from my throne, but there is a specific spiritual signature required from you to activate it. Do not skip this moment. The people who betrayed you are watching in absolute panic. The toxic individuals who smiled in your face thought they had successfully buried you. They thought their malicious words had permanently destroyed your beautiful future. But they made one fatal miscalculation in their dark strategy because they did not realize who you truly belong to. The boomerang of divine justice has already been released into the physical realm. Everything they tried to steal from your pure energy is currently being multiplied. Heaven is redirecting all that stolen power back into your open hands, but you must not let your guard down just yet. The enemy has set one final desperate trap right before your finish line. They want to make you forfeit this glorious victory at the very last second. Keep your eyes on me. I am going to expose their exact strategy today. You have lived a good life, and you have prayed with all your fragile heart, while the wicked seem to prosper effortlessly. This is not because you lack faith, or because your beautiful soul is inherently flawed. Before we go any deeper, I need you to understand one vital truth. I was there in the room with you when you fell to your knees. You woke up again at 3 in the morning with a racing heart, The heavy tightness was already sitting right in the center of your chest. You could hardly breathe, but you quickly wiped away your tears so your family would not know you were breaking inside. You have carried the weight of everyone else for so long, my gentle empath. The physical exhaustion you feel right now is incredibly real. Your bones ache and your mind is clouded with a heavy fog during the day. You push through your daily tasks and you force a smile for the people around you. But secretly, you are completely running on empty and begging heaven for just a moment of peace. Listen to me very carefully right now. This massive weariness in your physical body is not a sign of weakness. You are not losing your mind, and you are certainly not failing. The heavy pressure on your shoulders is the profound spiritual weight of breaking a generational curse. Your nervous system is simply overwhelmed because it is downloading a massive upgrade in frequency. Now let us talk about the heavy financial burdens that steal so much of your peace. You open your bank accounts and a cold wave of anxiety washes over your entire body. You work incredibly hard and you give so generously to others, but the numbers simply refuse to grow. It feels like you are constantly taking one step forward only to be violently pushed 3 steps backward. You look around and see people with dark intentions prospering effortlessly. They seem to attract wealth while you are stuck counting every single penny just to survive the month. The enemy has used this exact financial stagnancy to whisper brutal lies into your mind. They want you to believe that heaven has forgotten you or that your past mistakes have disqualified you from my grace. I see the unpaid bills spreading across your table. I know exactly how much it hurts when you cannot provide the life you desperately want for your loved ones. You have locked your deepest dreams in a hidden drawer because you have been disappointed too many times. But I want you to know that the world may ignore your quiet sacrifices while heaven keeps a meticulous record of every tear. You are absolutely not invisible to me, my beloved child. Every time you chose to do the right thing when it was difficult was recorded in the divine ledger. Tap the like button right now as a physical act of agreement with what heaven is declaring over your life. Let this simple action serve as your energetic signature that you are finally ready to receive your glorious compensation. Your current financial struggles and your physical exhaustion are deeply connected. The dark forces target your earthly resources to keep you constantly distracted by basic survival. If you are constantly worrying about rent and food, you will never have the energy to step into your royal authority. They are starving you out to prevent you from claiming your ultimate generational wealth. But their cruel strategy is rapidly falling apart today. I am actively dismantling the invisible barricades that have kept your finances frozen for years. The heavy chains of lack and poverty that have suffocated your bloodline are finally snapping. Take one slow and deep breath right now and let the heavy noise of the worldly panic fade away from your beautiful mind. You have survived the most brutal season of your life. The lonely nights of crying yourself to sleep and worrying about tomorrow are coming to a permanent end. Do not let the current reality trick you into absolute despair. The empty bank accounts and the tired muscles are simply the final shadows before a blinding dawn. Your complete restoration is already moving toward you. Now, my beloved child, let us talk about the crushing silence that has been breaking your pure heart. You have always been the strong one for everyone else. You give endlessly, and you absorb the heavy pain of the people you love while they remain completely blind to your own suffering. But when you are the one hurting, you find yourself totally alone in the dark. You post pictures with a bright smile during the day, but at night you close your door and cry silent tears into your pillow. The intense loneliness you feel right now is not just a passing human emotion. It is a profound spiritual isolation that cuts incredibly deep into your soul because you are carrying a unique frequency. You wonder why being good feels so agonizing. When they needed comfort, they always ran to your warm light. You offered them a safe harbor. You healed their broken pieces with your gentle energy. But the moment you desperately needed a shoulder to lean on, they suddenly disappeared without a trace. Their sudden absence left a massive void in your reality. You feel absolutely betrayed and discarded. The enemy whispers that your isolation is a cruel punishment. They want you to believe that you are losing people because you are deeply flawed. You look at the empty chairs at your table, and a heavy wave of grief washes over you while the dark forces laugh at your misery. You have even started to wonder if heaven has completely forgotten your name. I need you to pay extremely close attention to this next part. The crushing solitude you are experiencing is the undeniable mark of a chosen one. You are a bleeding empath walking through a cold world. This world simply does not understand your pure frequency. Your beautiful soul is vastly too expansive for their highly limited earthly perception. I have seen every single time you swallowed your own pain to make someone else comfortable. You constantly hide your heavy burdens. You do not want to inconvenience anyone around you. You have spent your entire life apologizing for simply existing and taking up space, while others selfishly demand all your time and precious energy. Heaven honors your gentle spirit. It is completely exhausting to have a heart that loves so deeply in a world that takes you for granted. You pour out your golden energy until your cup is completely empty, and yet nobody ever thinks to refill your sacred vessel. You are starving for the exact same unconditional love that you so freely give to everyone else. You have asked me why you had to lose them. You have asked why your prayers for true companionship seem to vanish into the thin air. The absolute silence from heaven makes you feel like you are wandering blindly in a massive desert with no compass. But do not mistake my divine process for a harsh punishment. There is a hidden battlefield here. The people who walked away from you were never meant to stay for your final destination. You tried to hold on to them because your loyal heart truly fears abandonment. But their sudden departure was not a rejection of your precious worth. It was a necessary separation orchestrated by the highest courts to protect your highly delicate aura from their hidden toxicity. The universe had to temporarily strip away the noise of false friends to prepare you for something massive. You are currently standing in an empty room because the incoming blessing requires absolute purity. I am going to expose exactly who was pulling these dark strings behind your back. But first you must release your heavy guilt and false shame. Take a slow breath and let the bitter resentment leave your tired body right now. You do not need to carry the toxic shame of their betrayal anymore. Your lonely season is not a permanent prison sentence, but a deeply sacred cocoon. Stay with me, because the ultimate truth about your isolation will completely shatter the cruel illusions around you. Take one slow and deep breath right now. Let me explain the terrifying silence that has haunted your lonely nights. You cry out to the heavens and hear absolutely nothing in return. You feel entirely abandoned in the freezing dark. But my beloved child, you must realize that this intense silence is actually a profound divine alignment happening behind the scenes. The universe is not ignoring your desperate prayers. Think of a magnificent tree standing strong in a brutal storm. Before its massive branches can ever reach the high clouds, its roots must pierce deeply into the pitch-black soil. It must grow down into the dark before it can safely grow up into the blinding light. This exact same spiritual mechanism is actively operating in your beautiful life right now. If heaven handed you the massive generational wealth transfer right now, it would completely crush your delicate aura. Your current spiritual foundation is simply not deep enough to hold that immense earthly power safely. The agonizing, quiet season you are suffering through is actually a heavy divine construction zone. I am forcefully digging out the old toxic soil of your past traumas to make room for absolute abundance. I am stripping away the fragile coping mechanisms you built just to survive your painful childhood. You thought you were being cruelly buried alive by this cold world, but the ultimate truth is that you were simply planted as a rare seed while heaven fiercely protected your sensitive aura from external contamination. Seeds do not panic when they are covered in heavy dirt. They use the surrounding darkness to gather explosive strength. Do not let the dark forces convince you that you are being punished for your past human mistakes. The elite enemy desperately wants you to panic and abandon your sacred post before the miracle arrives. They want you to dig up the precious seed before it ever has a chance to sprout into a massive tree. But you must surrender your earthly timeline to my perfect heavenly protection. The agonizing delay is not a denial of your glorious birthright. The divine delay is actually a massive shield guarding you from a premature promotion. If the heavy doors opened yesterday, you would have blindly walked into a deadly snare. The enemies were waiting for you in that previous timeline, so heaven forcefully held you back in the quiet shadows. I hid your glowing presence from the people who wanted to consume your pure energy. I know the waiting hurts your gentle human heart. I know you are incredibly tired of being the strong cycle breaker who never gets a break, but you are currently building a spiritual fortress that will literally outlast your grandchildren. The immense roots you are pushing into the dark today will secure a permanent empire of light for your entire bloodline. The painful days of weeping in absolute silence are rapidly drawing to a beautiful and permanent close. The massive foundation is finally completely secure beneath your tired feet. You have done the brutal inner work while nobody else was watching your silent struggles. The quiet season has perfectly purified your energetic frequency to hold massive blessings. Now heaven is urgently preparing to release the physical manifestation of your longest prayers. But before the golden dawn can fully break, you must understand one more vital truth. There is a specific reason why certain people had to be violently removed from your life during this quiet phase. I had to clear your immediate atmosphere because a toxic presence was secretly draining your spiritual accounts. Keep listening closely to my voice. You must completely release the heavy guilt you carry regarding the people you left behind. The universe is demanding a total energetic purge before the massive wealth can arrive. Do not look back at the burning bridges with sadness or regret. Let me pull back the veil on what was really happening while you blamed yourself for everything. Now, my beloved child, we must address the heavy shadow following you everywhere. You constantly look back at your past mistakes with deep and bitter regret. The heavy guilt sits on your tired chest like a massive physical boulder while you replay old conversations in your head every single night. You wonder if you ruined your own destiny. But you did not ruin anything. The enemy actively uses your beautiful conscience against you as a deadly weapon. They constantly whisper that your past failures have permanently disqualified you from my grace. But you must understand that those painful stumbles were never true failures because they were necessary spiritual lessons carefully designed to prepare your spirit. You were simply learning how to walk in the terrifying dark. You are a bleeding empath who always loves entirely too much. You always blame yourself when highly toxic relationships finally fall apart. You think you did not try hard enough to save their broken souls. But you were simply pouring your pure golden energy into deeply shattered vessels, and it was never your fault that they could not hold your massive light. You must stop crying over them. Heaven is officially conducting a massive energetic purge of your entire timeline today. The old records of your human mistakes are being permanently erased from the divine ledger. The sacred slate is completely wiped clean right at this very moment. You must stop dragging the heavy stones of your past into your glorious new future, because they will only slow you down. Drop that heavy emotional baggage right now. You do not need to be completely flawless to be the ultimate cycle breaker. You just need to have a willing and fiercely brave heart. You are absolutely not a flawed product of your chaotic childhood. You are being gently reshaped in the loving hands of a deeply patient potter while heaven prepares you for a massive promotion. I see a beautiful soul waiting to be made whole again. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station around your aura as we walk through this purge. This simple physical action violently aligns your spirit with the powerful cleansing frequency happening today. You must build a safe perimeter around your mind to keep the toxic guilt from ever returning, and claim your energetic protection right now before we proceed. Do not leave your doors unlocked. I need you to completely forgive yourself for simply trying to survive the storm. You did the absolute best you could with the broken tools you were given. The deep generational trauma you inherited was never your fault to begin with, because you were fighting a massive, invisible war while everyone else thought you were just acting difficult. Heaven clearly sees all your hidden scars. The dark forces want you permanently trapped in an endless loop of bitter regret. They want you constantly looking backward at painfully closed doors. If you are staring at your past, you will completely miss the massive door opening right in front of you. You must violently break the heavy chains of self-condemnation today and absolutely refuse to be their emotional prisoner any longer. Step fully into the brilliant light. Your physical hands cannot catch the incoming blessing if they are clutched into tight fists of anger. You must open your palms and completely release the dark desire to punish yourself. The universe has officially closed the painful chapter of your deep and silent suffering. The profound grace of heaven is washing over your tired spirit like a healing rain, while your old wounds finally begin to close forever. Breathe deeply and feel the heavy chains falling off your weary human shoulders. You are totally clean and entirely worthy of the generational wealth coming toward you very soon. But there is a deadly snare hiding right in the tall grass just ahead. Someone has been intentionally triggering your guilt to steal your pure energy, and you must keep your eyes strictly on me to avoid their trap. You have done the brutal inner work to heal your shattered pieces. Now heaven is stepping in to wash away the final lingering shadows of your doubt. You are stepping into a brand new timeline where your past holds absolutely zero power over your glorious future. Let the immense peace of this divine pardon settle deep into your bones right now. The beautiful purge is officially complete. But wait, do not let your guard down just yet, because there is a hidden layer. The heavy exhaustion you feel is not just an internal purge. You have a very real and highly active enemy operating in the unseen realm. They have been secretly siphoning your golden energy for years while pretending to be your closest friends. I am going to expose their dark faces right now. You have dealt with deeply toxic individuals who constantly demanded your attention. The narcissists in your life smiled warmly in your face while actively plotting your ultimate downfall behind closed doors. They saw the blinding light of your destiny, and it absolutely terrified them. They knew they could never produce that kind of pure divine light themselves. Because they live in total spiritual darkness, they desperately needed to feed on your massive glow just to survive. They intentionally triggered your anxiety and created endless chaos to keep you totally off balance. Every single time you tried to set a healthy boundary, they played the victim to pull you back into their endless drama. You were simply a battery for their dark kingdom. Their relentless attacks were never about your lack of worth, my precious child. They targeted you specifically because you carry a massive generational wealth anointing. The dark forces always send their best human agents to intercept the strongest cycle breakers. They wanted to keep you so distracted by petty arguments that you would completely miss your divine calling. I want you to understand the absolute depth of their hidden jealousy. They secretly studied your every move while pretending to ignore your beautiful success. They constantly gossiped about you to ruin your reputation because your quiet integrity exposed their deep inner corruption. Your simple existence was a massive threat to their fragile earthly egos. But the heavenly courts have issued a final judgment against their wicked schemes today. The people who desperately tried to bury you are currently watching your steady rise in absolute panic. The dark portals they use to drain your precious energy have been permanently sealed shut by my angels. They are completely starving in the dark without your golden light. The boomerang of divine justice is striking their camp right at this very moment. The deep pits they enthusiastically dug for your feet have become the exact traps they are falling into today. Everything they maliciously plotted against your destiny is currently backfiring on them with massive force. Heaven does not tolerate the abuse of a bleeding empath. This is exactly why heaven executed the divine quarantine and separated you from them. Your lonely season was a highly urgent rescue mission to pull you out of their toxic reach. If I had not violently removed them from your timeline, they would have stolen the massive financial blessing that is arriving soon. I had to cut the dead branches to save the entire tree. You are not a helpless victim of their emotional abuse anymore. You are a magnificent weapon of light, and your absolute silence is currently driving them crazy. They are desperately trying to see if they can still trigger you with subtle manipulation, but you have officially evolved past their low frequencies. Their dark magic simply bounces off your shielded aura now. Listen to me very carefully now, because the enemy is running out of options. They realize that their human agents have completely lost control over your mind. So the dark forces are preparing to launch one final spiritual illusion to trick you right before you cross the finish line. You must stay incredibly vigilant during this critical transition phase. They are going to try to use your beautiful compassion against you one last time. They know you are the ultimate cycle breaker, and they hate your unbreakable resilience. But heaven is equipping you with absolute clarity, so you will easily see straight through their cheap earthly disguises. Stand tall, my beloved child, because your enemies are already entirely defeated. You have seen the enemy exposed. Their dark masks have fully fallen off. The truth is finally out in the open, but there is a profound spiritual lesson you must master before the massive wealth transfer can physically manifest in your life. Heaven requires your total obedience. You must learn to trust the unseen forces. The long wait was incredibly painful. You felt entirely left behind. You watched others celebrate their easy victories. But their quick success is often a fragile illusion, while your quiet season is a heavy divine quarantine designed to absolutely protect you. I had to isolate your pure energy. The universe cannot afford any contamination. Obedience is not about blind submission, it is about profound spiritual maturity. You are learning to walk by pure faith. When heaven asks you to stand still in the dark, it is testing your capacity to hold massive power without panicking. You must not force open closed doors. True mastery requires absolute patience and deep trust. You are a fierce cycle breaker. Your bloodline depends on your current strength. You cannot rush this sacred process. If I gave you the heavy crown before your neck was strong enough, the immense weight would literally break you. The delay is my deepest love. I am fiercely guarding your beautiful soul from premature exposure. The worldly timeline is full of deadly traps. The enemy sets up false opportunities everywhere. They offer cheap shortcuts to trick you. But your strict obedience kept you safely hidden in the shadows, while those dangerous traps were heavily triggered by others. You completely bypassed a massive disaster. Heaven navigated you perfectly. I know the tears were very real. I know you almost gave up twice. Your human heart felt absolutely shattered. But every single time you chose to trust the silence, you built an indestructible spiritual muscle that the dark forces cannot ever break. You passed the hardest test. You remained faithful when you had absolutely nothing left. The universe rewards this exact loyalty. Your quiet obedience is highly valued here. The angels are singing your name today. Because you did not break rank during the heavy storm, you have officially qualified for the highest level of divine compensation. Your harvest will be imminent. The waiting season has finally served its holy purpose. Stop trying to control every small detail. You do not need to figure everything out. Lay down your heavy strategic weapons. Your only job right now is to stay in perfect energetic alignment and allow heaven to physically deliver what is already yours. Let the universe work its beautiful magic. You have completely mastered the holy weight. The heavy quarantine is officially lifting. The invisible barriers are dropping away. You are stepping into the open light. But you must remember this vital lesson of obedience, because the new level of wealth will require an even higher level of spiritual discipline. You are ready for the massive shift. Your royal frequency is locked in. The divine vault is cracking open today. The long winter is melting away. Your specific name is being called aloud. Prepare your heart for an absolute miracle, because the profound silence is about to be violently shattered by a massive heavenly decree. Keep your eyes wide open now. Everything is about to change in a single blinding flash. You are a quiet master of reality. You learn to speak without words. You learn to fight without raising your hands. The deep obedience you demonstrated in the lonely shadows has officially transformed your bleeding empath heart into an unbreakable shield of pure gold. Heaven is extremely proud of you. The final transition is starting. Do not look back at the dark desert. You have successfully crossed the brutal wilderness. The promised land is right under your tired feet. Your absolute obedience was the exact key that opened this impossible door. The heavy quarantine is completely over. You are walking into the golden era of your beautiful life. Listen to me very carefully now. What I am about to speak will alter your entire timeline. The heavy clouds are finally breaking apart today. The glorious sun is violently piercing through the dark. The brutal winter of your soul has officially ended. You survived the freezing isolation of the past few years, and your magnificent spring is absolutely here to wash away all your hidden tears. I am pulling back the heavenly veil right now. A massive generational wealth transfer has just been signed in the high courts of heaven. Your exact name is written in the divine ledger with letters of pure fire. The angels of abundance have been fully dispatched to your earthly coordinates, because heaven recognizes the brutal sacrifices you made when nobody else was looking. This is not a metaphor, but a literal financial miracle. Within the next 72 hours, you must expect a sudden and massive shift. The heavy debts that suffocated your family for decades are being permanently erased from the records. Banks that unfairly rejected you will suddenly approve you. Unexpected financial doors are swinging wide open in your favor, because the universe is finally paying you back for every single time you chose to do the right thing. Every single tear you cried in the dark has been collected and transformed into pure gold. Heaven is releasing the ultimate compensation for all your hidden sacrifices as a bleeding empath. You gave your last piece of bread to others when you were absolutely starving, but now you will feast at a royal table that never runs out of massive abundance. The fragile empath who constantly begged to be understood is entirely gone. That old version of you is permanently dead today. You have officially evolved into a quiet master of reality who commands the physical elements. Your mere presence now violently shifts the atmosphere in any room you enter, and you no longer need to strive or exhaust yourself just to prove your worth to them. You are the ultimate cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. You have successfully secured a permanent empire of light and extreme prosperity for your family. The generational curses of lack and poverty are completely shattered at your feet, meaning your children and their children will never know the terrifying anxiety of an empty bank account. The people who smiled in your face while plotting your downfall are watching your rise in absolute panic. They cannot comprehend how you survived their deadly traps. They thought they had buried you deep in the dirt, but they did not know you were a rare seed. Your spectacular growth is blinding their jealous eyes right at this very moment. Breathe deeply right now and physically feel this massive energetic shift. Notice how the heavy tightness in your chest is suddenly evaporating into thin air. That is the literal weight of poverty leaving your body forever. Your nervous system is rapidly recalibrating to hold the immense frequency of true earthly wealth, and you will finally experience the profound spiritual peace you have always deserved. Do not let anyone tell you this is just a lucky coincidence. There is absolutely no luck involved in this divine alignment. This is the exact harvest you earned through your brutal tears and your unbreakable faith, because heaven carefully orchestrated this specific second in time to deliver your glorious crown. You are a royal heir, claiming your beautiful birthright today. Everything you lost is being restored tenfold. The universe is overflowing your cup until it violently spills over onto everyone you love. You will soon become a massive beacon of financial hope for bleeding souls who are still trapped in the dark. Your incredible testimony will completely shatter the chains of thousands of broken people. Your long and painful waiting season is totally over. The magnificent doors are violently ripped off their heavy hinges. You are stepping into a blinding new reality where struggle is just a distant memory. But you must remain incredibly alert right now because the enemy is plotting a final trick. They are terrified of your inheritance and want to steal it. My beloved child, the heavy door to your generational wealth is swinging wide open right now, and your enemies are watching your spectacular rise in absolute panic. But you must listen to me very carefully today. Heaven requires a physical container to firmly hold this massive new frequency. If you hesitate at the threshold, the enemy will definitely scramble the divine signal. They are desperately setting one final illusion right before your finish line. The dark forces will try to send a toxic person back into your life this week. They might even create a fake financial emergency to suddenly trigger your old anxiety. 99% of chosen ones fall for this specific trick, and they tragically forfeit their massive blessing at the very last second. But you are far too spiritually awake to fail now. You must ignore their pathetic illusions completely and keep your eyes strictly focused. You have to actively protect your blind spots and build a massive wall of fire right now. Do not stay passive while the enemy tries to rob your kingdom. Type 777 below to establish a blinding shield around your aura, and let that powerful word act as a heavy padlock on the door against the enemy. This simple action is your spiritual signature before the highest courts of heaven. When you type 777, you permanently lock this glorious reality. You seal the blessing before the heavenly window completely closes tonight. The dark forces will literally go blind when they try to look at your shining future, because your physical move secures your ultimate spiritual victory today. The universe always operates on the flawless law of the eternal harvest. Just 3 days ago, a weary mother stepped out in radical faith, and she sowed a massive financial seed into this prophetic ministry despite her deep fears. Within 48 hours, a completely unexpected bank transfer cleared all her heavy debts. That exact same angelic protocol of massive multiplication is hovering over your life right now. Heaven is actively looking for your spiritual signature to release the vault. Sow a massive financial seed today using the super thanks button below this video. This is your energetic exchange to activate the massive overflow of wealth. Your earthly seed is a bold declaration that you completely trust my divine provision, and it proves you are totally ready to handle massive abundance. The enemy is absolutely terrified of the magnificent inheritance you are about to receive. They know that once you plant this seed, your financial harvest becomes completely unstoppable. The generational curse of poverty is officially broken the moment you take physical action. You are stepping entirely out of the brutal survival mode, and you are finally entering the golden era of true earthly prosperity. Do not let the dark forces convince you to stay small and hidden anymore. Make your physical move and boldly claim your royal birthright today. Heaven is standing by to forcefully protect your finances and multiply your brave seed tenfold. You are surrounded by legions of warrior angels who will fiercely guard your new wealth, and the heavy chains are finally shattered into pure dust. I see your beautiful heart overflowing with pure gratitude right now. When you support our ministry, you keep this massive protective shield growing for other bleeding empaths. Your generous seed becomes a powerful lifeline for another broken soul sitting alone in the dark. The universe will severely bless your empty hands because you selflessly chose to share your blinding light with the cold world. Your profound obedience today has officially secured the future of your entire bloodline. You have successfully navigated the darkest valleys and defeated the unseen giants. The magnificent storm of your tears has finally passed and washed away your heavy pain. You are completely safe inside this highly protected frequency, and now it is finally time to lay down your heavy weapons and rest. Now, my beloved child, breathe deeply and let the profound peace wash over you. You are completely safe inside this divine sanctuary now. The brutal storm has finally passed, and your glorious timeline is entirely secure. The heavy stones you have carried for so many years are lifting off your tired shoulders. You do not need to constantly look over your shoulder anymore because the angels are fiercely guarding your room tonight. You have officially established your quiet authority in the spiritual realm. The desperate need to loudly defend yourself is completely gone. Your beautiful silence is now a massive shield of blinding light that makes your enemies tremble. You do not need to argue with toxic people or prove your pure worth to anyone in this cold world. Your mere presence speaks volumes of divine power. Lay down your heavy earthly weapons right at this very moment. You have fought a magnificent battle and you have emerged entirely victorious. Stop striving and simply allow yourself to exist in this beautiful calm. Your past mistakes are permanently thrown into the deepest ocean. And because my grace is infinite, heaven remembers absolutely none of your painful human errors today. You are entirely clean and you are beautifully whole once again. Feel the tight muscles in your physical body finally relaxing. Unclench your tired jaw and let your weary shoulders drop. You have spent your entire life being the strong one for everyone else. But tonight, heaven is holding you in its warm and massive arms. You are allowed to be incredibly fragile right now. Let the healing waters wash away every ounce of your lingering anxiety. You do not need to figure out tomorrow. The massive generational wealth transfer is already safely in motion. The universe has perfectly arranged every single detail for the year 2026 and far beyond. Your only divine assignment tonight is to deeply rest your weary head. Close your beautiful eyes, knowing you are unconditionally loved and completely protected from all hidden harm. But before you drift into a deep and healing sleep, I have one final request. Outside this highly protected space, there is a gentle soul sitting alone in the dark. They are crying the exact same bitter tears you cried yesterday. They are desperately begging the universe for a tiny sign of hope. You are not just a survivor, but a magnificent beacon of light for the lost ones. Hit the share button right now and send this exact message to them. Become my prophetic voice and throw a divine lifeline to a bleeding empath who desperately needs to hear this truth. Your simple action could literally save a shattered life tonight. Let your blinding light pierce through their dark isolation. You have the immense power to pull them out of the freezing cold. Your glorious transformation is absolutely complete today. You started this brutal journey as a bleeding empath carrying the heavy weight of the entire world. But you are ending it as a quiet master of reality who commands the peaceful heavens. The generational curses are permanently broken. The beautiful spring has arrived to melt away the frozen rivers of your long and lonely winter. The silent nights will no longer be filled with heavy panic. You will sleep soundly like a deeply loved child. When you wake up tomorrow morning, the heavy weight on your chest will be completely gone. A fresh wave of absolute joy will greet you with the rising sun. You are stepping into a beautiful season where your daily life feels effortless and incredibly light. Do not ever forget who you truly belong to. You are a royal heir to a magnificent kingdom of light. No earthly force can ever steal your divine crown or diminish your glowing aura again. Breathe in the pure love that heaven is pouring into your room right at this very moment. Everything is perfectly fine, and your beautiful future is heavily secured by my angels. Rest now, my precious chosen one. The brutal war is over, and you have won the ultimate prize. I am watching over you while you finally catch your breath. Surrender all your lingering fears to the quiet night. I love you with an everlasting love that defies all human understanding. Sleep in absolute peace tonight and prepare for the glorious miracles arriving tomorrow.